Hello everyone, in this video we'll be discussing about HTML lists. So list allow web developers to group a set of related items in a list. Now there are two kind of lists, one is unordered and one is ordered. So unordered is basically which have bullet points or arrows or something like that that doesn't have an order, that something is first or second or third or fourth. But an ordered list is opposite of unordered list, that it has 1 2 3 4 numbering like this. So an unordered list starts with a UL tag. When you have to create an unordered list, so you have to start with an UL tag, unordered list, that is UL. And each list item starts with LI tag. So what you need to do if you want to create an unordered list. So first, for creating an unordered list, what you need to do first, what you will do, you will write UL, and for each every word for every item in the list, what you'll do, you will use the li tag. So what you need to do, in ul you have started and then you are adding this. Now if I write tag here and I write iced tea and I close this here. So what will happen? Iced tea is added as a item in this list. So this is an unordered list. So we'll begin with UL and for each item we'll write LI. So this is how list works. Now let us talk about ordered HTML list. So for ordered HTML list, everything is same. You just need to write OL here. So what will happen? And each list item will be LI. So in this 1 2 3 a such list will come because it is an ordered list. So this is how it works. And you could also give description list also. A description list is a list of terms with a description of each item. So what happens is that the DL tag defines the description list and the DT tag defines the term, the name, and the DD tags describes each item. So for example, if you want to create a description list, so what you need to do first, you need to write DL. So first you will write DL and then you'll write DT. DT will do what? It will you write the name of the item, and DD tag will describe the uh, the name which is written. Now for example, if I want to create one more such list, so what I'll do, I'll write DL, I'll start with DL, I also have to close DL, so I'll close it and all the code will be written between this. So now what will happen? Now if I want to write DT, so DT will first, I have to write the name. So what name should I write? Let us say coffee milk is done. Let us say I write here iced tea. And now what I have to do, I have to close this. I will close this name, and then what I have to do, I have to give the description about this iced tea. So it is chilled beverage, let's say, and then close the description tag also. So what I'll do, I have written the name of this and I have written, so the, as you can see, if I run this, so what will happen, a new list has occurred, that is the name of the item is iced tea and the description of that is indented, 4 spaces are left, and then here it is. So this is how a description list works. Now let us study in details how unordered list works. So unordered list, we have already understood the basic concept. And what you can do, in unordered list, you can also choose the list item marker, whether it should be disk, circle, square, or something like that. So what you need to do, you just need to, this is a CSS thing, that the list style type properties used to define the style of the item marker. So this is our CSS part, but you can have a look over here. We'll discuss this in CSS section, that the list style type. So what you need to do, you just have to go to the unordered list, and here you can use the style attribute, and you could write list style type, and that is disk. So if you see, so it will be disk. Now if I type, instead of disk I want square, I don't want this disk, I want it to be square. So if I run, so now square will come. And if I write I want circle, so here now circle will, list style type will come in unordered list. You could also use circle, square, and you could also set to none also. Now there are some nested HTML list also. Nested HTML list works something like this, that a list is here copy, then a list is here T. Now T has two options. In the unordered list, what you can do, here a list was there, and inside a list there is another list. These four lines contain another list. So how it will show, like first there was coffee, the first item was coffee, then another item was tea, then another unordered list was created here, so it will be intended. And here tea are of two types, so black tea and green tea, something like this. And the third item in the list is milk. So this is how you could create nested lists also. Now there are some horizontal lists with CSS. This is all our CSS part. You can have a look over here, but it is not in HTML. So in unordered list, you could, list style type you could mention in one place, margin, padding, overflow, background color, etc., etc. So these are all the things that you can do. So now let us also talk about ordered list. So ordered HTML list, we have already discussed the OL tag and the LI tag. So we have already seen this example. Now if we talk about ordered list, so what you could do, there are numbers, there will be uppercase letter, lowercase letter, and there can be uppercase Roman numbers and lowercase Roman numbers. So you just have to tell the type. If you type is equal to 1, so what will happen, the list items will be numbered with numbers by default. If you write type is equal to A, the list items will be numbered with uppercase letters. If you write type is equal to small a, then what will happen, the list items will be numbered with lowercase letters. If we talk about type 1, we write I in capital, so the list items will be numbered with uppercase Roman number. And with small I type, what will happen, the list items will be numbered with lowercase Roman numbers. So if you write type is equal to 1, so 1 2 3 will come. If we write with uppercase letter, so you could see A B C, this will appear. If you write OL, type is equal to A here. Now let's say if I copy all this, and if I change this and I write to small a, so what will happen, ABC in small letters will be written. If I type here, I have to write capital I here, so in Roman numbers it will be printed. If I type small I here, so what will happen, in small Roman numbers our ordered list will be created. So this is how it works, all the ordered list. So I've already told you this. Now you could control list counting. By default, an ordered list will start counting from 1. If you want to start a counting from a specified number, you could also use the start attribute. For example, now as you have seen, it would, or by default it would start like 1 2 3. So now if I tell OL start is equal to 50, so the list will start with 50, 51, 52. If I tell it to start it with 100, so what will happen? It will be 100, 101 and 102. So such a list can also be created. In Roman numbers also you can see the type is capitalized, so that stands for uppercase Roman numbers. And what you can do, if you want it to start from 50, it will, L is for 15 Roman numbers. If you want like 10, so in Roman numbers 10, 11, 12 is written, something like this. So you could also use the start attribute. Now there are also HTML, nested HTML list. We have already discussed this in unordered list, how it works. So this was the list. Now let us talk about HTML other list. So we have already talked about the description list. So this is all, and this is all for this section, and I'll meet you in the next section. Thank you.